All right, welcome back to Math Foundations in Pre-Cal 10. This is Mrs. Clausen. So we're going to look now at using trig ratios to help us find the angle in a triangle. So this will be fairly quick, so don't forget that we have the acronym SOHCAHTOA, okay, or you have your formula sheet out, or you need to write those formulas down, have them handy. You also need your calculator. So we start off the same way. We identify the angle that I want to find, and then I name the sides according to that. So this would be adjacent, and this would be hypotenuse. So write down the formula. So that would be the cosine ratio. So cos of theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Now, the trick here is that in order to solve for the angle, you can't divide by cos. So we do something which is called the inverse cos. So it's cos to the -1 on both sides. So if you look at your calculator where the sine, cos, and tan buttons are, it's usually a second function. So if you hit second or shift or inverse, it'll access up above where it says sine to the -1, cos to the -1, tan to the -1. So you need to use that button. So you need to cos to the -1. Then you have to make sure that you open a bracket. So when you're entering this into your calculator, it's going to be cos to the -1 bracket 4 divide 10, close your bracket, and hit your equal sign. And if you do that, you should get 66 degrees. Now, you may have a calculator where you need to input the value first and then your trig ratio second. If that's the case, you need to do 4 divided by 10, hit the equal sign, and then second function cos. But grab your calculator right now and figure out how it works. And for the purposes of this class, we're going to find all angles to the nearest degree. Okay, let's look at our other example. So there's my angle. This is opposite and adjacent to it, so that's the tangent ratio. So tangent of theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. And then to solve, I'm going to do tan to the -1 of 16 over 14. And when I do that, I get 49 degrees. Okay, it's fairly simple. Let's look at a word problem, and then we'll be done. A playground slide starts 107 meters above the ground, and the slide is 250 centimeters long. What angle does the slide make with the ground? So again, no secrets. We're going to always get a right angle triangle. It's just a matter of getting the side lengths labeled on the right spot. So the playground slide starts 107 centimeters above the ground. So this is going to be my 107 centimeters is my height, and the slide is 250 centimeters long. What angle does the slide make with the ground? So that is going to be opposite and hypotenuse. So that is the sine ratio. So sine of theta is opposite 107 over hypotenuse 250. And then to solve for the angle, sine to the -1 of 107 over 250, and it gives me 25 degrees. Okay, so whenever you're finding an angle, you're going to use the inverse sine, cos, or tan function. Now, same thing as the last one, I've given you a page that contains a whole bunch of triangles, finding angles. Maybe just start with the odd numbers. Just to point out, the very first question there says tangent of A is equal to 2.0503. So again, if you're just solving for A, you're going to tan to the -1 on both sides. It's almost so easy, it's hard because someone's done the ratio part for you. So just punch that in, okay? Start with the odds. If you get them all right, that's great. If you need to do more, then feel free to do that.